Alright, today we're gonna work on the electrical system. We're gonna change the plugs and wires, and when you see the wires you really understand why. I'm amazed it runs as good as it does after we swap the carburetor. And I think while we do that, we're gonna go ahead and check the compression on the cylinders and just see how healthy the engine is. Go from there, see what we can figure out. Alright, let's see if we can get the plugs out. Look at them. I know the plug wires are shot. You can see where they've been just eat plumb up. I don't know if it's rabbits, mice, I don't know what does that, but they sure will mess it up. You can see where they've been up here. And we'll pull these plugs out and look at them. I mean, they look a little foul, but as bad as that carburetor was running, I can sure see how that would be possible. If you're watching the other video where we put the carburetor on, it really ran pretty good, even as bad as all the wires and everything looked. Really pleased. I really like those Holley carburetors as far as putting them on right out of the box. You can see that one's a little foul too. But if you hadn't watched any of the videos, you'll see where we bought this and it had sat forever and ever. Well, say ever, 5 or 6 years. And we got it running and actually drove it home, and we've just been kind of working on it as we go, trying to fix it up. We're just trying to do a cheap build. That one's foul too. And just, you know, prove to people that there are still trucks out there that you can buy worth the money, get running, and you're not paying 10 or 20 grand for. So I'm not going to spend that much money on a truck. I like to drive them and enjoy them. That's just what I do. I'm going to unhook the distributor power wire. Maybe. Great. Alright, I've got the distributor unhooked so it won't fire. And I'm gonna check the compression. It's a brand new compression checker. I've never used it, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna spin it over and we'll see what kind of compression we got. But I gotta hook the battery back up. About 125. That's pretty good, I think. I know on an old 6-cylinder that I bought one time, it had about 90. So 125 is probably not bad at all for an old engine. Some of the really hot rods probably have a lot more compression than that. Okay, let's see what we got on this one. That one's just a little over 100, so it might be down just a little bit. Let me check it one more time. Yep, just a little over 100. So that one's down a little bit compared to the other one, but still not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write them down. So we have 1, 3, 5, and 7. And then we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. I think that's right. But anyway, this one was 125. This one was 101, and we're fixing to check. Okay, that one's got about 135 or so, so it's pretty good. That's not too bad. And you know, that down in compression could be a lot of things. I mean, it could be the rings, could be the valves. A lot of that may get better as you run and drive it too. Just check this back one. See what we got back there. Okay, that one's at about 124. So we got 135, 125, 101, and 124. It's not terrible. Can sure live with that. All the plugs are pretty consistent as far as the way they look. I don't see any problems with them. Just fouled. A lot of that is bad gas too. It's sitting so long. I tried to clean it out best I could, but it's hard to get it all. And the wires are falling apart as I'm taking them off, so not a good sign. All look about the same, just kind of fouled. You just don't want to have one beat up or part of it missing. We'll check the compression over here. $125. And what this will tell you is kind of the health of the engine, because you know, the better the compression, the better it'll run. So no, I'm happy with that. The 101 not so much, but it is what it is. This little cheapy compression checker works pretty good. $123 or so. $125. Now the hard one. I think I'm leaking. I can hear it. Okay, that one's about 115 or so. Alright, we're gonna gap the plugs for the 454, and it says to do it at 0.045. So that's what we'll do right here with the old-fashioned gapper that's actually on my keychain kind of showing my age when you have one of those on your keychain. But we'll gap them all at what it recommends and put them in there and change the wires. And maybe between that and the carburetor that we put on last video, this thing will run really smooth. So we'll get all those put in and put the wires on and see how it does. Rodents. We got two of them crossed somewhere, so we'll try to track that down. Well, the firing order was right. What had happened is during my compression check, I flooded the engine a little bit, but plus the choke is still trying to come on, so I need to get all that hooked up. And once we get that going, we ought to be good to go. I never know where to hook the choke. I'll have to find me a keyed switch. Maybe here. We'll see. So with that being said, it may be easier to just run a wire to the fuse box and tie in there and hook the choke up that way. Once we got that, I think we're in good shape. I think we got the big block C10 running pretty good. Carburetor, ignition, we'll tidy everything up. Check everything good, check all the wiring. We'll get it ready to hit the road, take some drives, check all the fluids, rear end, all that good stuff, brake fluid. But after that, we ought to have a driver. Appreciate y'all watching.